Hello, Regi video. Today we're going to take a look at a triple Regi team, and this team of course will be very big to fighting before like everybody spams in the comment section again. I know that every time stuff like this happens where I play some meme team, someone says the obvious in the chat, but yeah. How did it go with this team? You might think, yeah, okay, this team cannot work. Medicham is available in this meta. I cut out every game against Medicham for an obvious reason. As soon as I see a Medicham, there is a button in the top left corner that you can click immediately, especially in this meta. In the Open Great League, you might be able to still actually deal with that because they usually run Ice Punch and Psychic, allowing you to at least resist both moves with the Regi Steel. In this meta, they are running usually Power Punch. Power Punch will just boost the attack to a crazy amount. And I faced Medicham 4 times out of 13 games with this team, and there was no chance. Like, there's literally no chance for you if you face a Medicham with this team. You just forfeit. I cut those games out. But otherwise, how did it go? I think you might only see the 1 or 2 losses in this match now, like in general in this video now, because of that. Everything else, as soon as you don't face a Medicham, everything else seems all of a sudden something that you can beat, and that you easily beat, especially if there's no Swampert. Swampert is the other issue for this team. As soon as you don't have a team which contains either Swampert or Medicham, you will be able to basically always win. I think I always won every game against something that don't have those Pokemon in there. And it's 2 Pokemon that are not that commonly seen in the meta right now. Swampert, I most likely when you see this video, mostly already uploaded a video where I also used Swampert in it, but was covering mainly Jirachi. I think I used this video here a little bit later. I actually battled though, I used this gameplay a little bit earlier actually than the Jirachi one, but yeah, you most likely don't really see a lot of Swamperts right now. You don't really see a lot of, by the way, look at this Altaria, they're going down. That was kind of funny. You don't see a lot of Medicham either because it's a Sableye plus Pelipper meta right now. So a ton of people are not really interested in using the Medicham, as well as there's a lot of Gardevoir coming in right now, like a lot of Shadow Gardevoir. So the meta is not really the best for the Medicham either. So the hardest counters right now are not even that common just because of Pelipper A, and here again Pelipper as well. And also like the Shadow Charmers and whatever, so like it's actually pretty safe to play. It's just a calculated risk. I'm okay winning every game where I don't face those 2 if on average I face like all those 2 maybe 1/3 of the time, which was the case for me at least. I think I faced 6 battles, either Swampert or the Medicham, but against 1 Swampert I think I actually managed to win as well. So like Swampert is not an instant loss, especially because of the what's called the Ice Pokemon Regice there. I would actually not really recommend you the Thunder on Regice. It helped sometimes with the Pelippers. Like Pelippers was basically on every game basically there. So like for that it's kind of cool. But Earthquake does make a little bit more sense in my opinion on this Pokemon compared to that. And you still have Blizzard to hit the Pelipper, so you should be fine. Here we see, like, I think a mirror in the lead with the Regi Steel, where I usually just go out into my Regirock because I will be able to just outspeed them to the next charge move. Like, they try to debuff me there to be cheeky and try to win this game like that. I'm just going to go ahead, go into my Regirock, and I don't really care about what they want to do with their Regi Steel here, as we're going to be able to get even some extra farm in here, which is amazing. Gonna go ahead, go for the Stone Edge now, and this will knock out the opponent. Next up coming in, we're going to see a Sableye. Sableye will not appreciate the Stone Edge either. We're going to outspeed them to the moves as well. Here I just went 1 over, but you need 11 turns, maybe 12 turns for the charge move. So even the Sableye coming in here will go down because they will not be able to knock us out here. We will be able to go for another charge move, and our Regirock does not really care about that. We will see now the incoming NiRiain here, which is going to have actually not a great time against Thunder. Here still Earthquake I think would 2-shot them, which is fine because you need to 2-shot them anyway. Even though maybe Earthquake doesn't 2-shot them, I don't know. I actually don't know, maybe with lock-on damage it might do, but like here, Thunder will easily clean up this game anyway, and winning us the game as well. Next opponent, we will see here the Regi Steel, and Regi Steel again, fine for us. Again, like we don't really care too much. We have the Focus Burst still on our Regirock, so like if we even come in a matchup later on, Regirock will be having a great time against the opponent. They're going to let the move go through. Fine for me. I'm going to shield the move up, and I can actually swap out now into my Regirock, which is going to outspeed them to the next charge move. One Stone Edge will be able to knock them out. I can pressure them the entire way basically now, and they're going to have to shield everything up that I do. So I'm fine with that. And if they want to play this matchup out the entire time, which they actually don't do, and they're going to go into an Altaria, which is a weird play as well, I would have been able to also just lock on them down then later with a different Regi, but like this, I'm also fine. I can just go ahead and knock out this Altaria. Like, I don't really mind too much. If people don't run the Swampert or Medicham, there is no real answer for the other Regis. Like, there is nothing that really can counter them right now. And again, I don't really counter too many Swamperts or Medicham because both of them are not really the best in the current meta. Swampert is actually, in my opinion, better than Medicham, so it's funny that I encountered more Medicham than Swamperts, because Swampert is handling the current most common core, which is Registeel plus Sableye, pretty decently, while the Medicham does only beat one of them. So yeah, here we see them try to catch the move. I'm still going to throw the charge move just to knock them out here. And I will be able to go ahead, take this move here. If they knock me out, I don't care. I have a Thunder version of the Regi in the back, the Regi Ice, which is going to be fine. They're going to knock me out. I am totally okay with that. Regi Ice will even survive easily a Hurricane if they want to go for that. Otherwise, they're going to most likely forfeit here already. Not actually going to throw a charge move here. Let's take a look at this. Going to be the Weather Wall. Doesn't really matter. We're going to be able to knock them out here. Goodbye there. And yeah, this team is just calculated risk. Like, all of this comes down to calculated risk. If you don't encounter that many Swampert, perfect timing for that one, you're going to be completely golden. Like, this team going to be super nice. And again, I don't really think that is currently a good meta for Medicham, especially for Swampert a little bit more, but just Pelipper's everywhere, which going to break that core. And more people are running something like Altaria. Altaria has no play against this team. Everything beats Altaria here. People are running the Pelipper everywhere. Everything beats Pelipper here. Like, those main common Pokemon that way more common than the Pokemon that this team like loses to, they are just all getting completely hard wrecked by this team here, which is kind of funny. Our entire team is decent against Sableye. We don't really have to care too much about Sableye either here. We will be able to go ahead and go for the play now that we're going to go into our Registeel actually. Going to let them throw a charge move at us as well to knock us out, but we're going to be able to get the shield, and also like the debuff there for the attack, which is going to be nice. But I think this might not be the game that I won. We have to see. We will be able to do some nice damage here with them, but actually never mind, they're going to be able to swap perfectly onto the Swampert. This is a game that I could have won. That's what I wanted to say. Because if they didn't, like, if I not throw the move there, I would have been able to farm them all the way down, had 100 energy, and I would have been able to knock out A, the Sableye here, and B, also what's in the back, which you're going to see soon as well. And I had a way better time with that. It's going to be here, as you can see, we can farm down. It's going to be the Altaria, which of course, if you're completely down health, they're going to be able to beat us here. But if they didn't catch the move there, I would have been actually able to win this game, even though they have a Swampert in the lead. So this was definitely winnable. Next opponent, we're going to encounter our Registeel in the lead again. Again, what we can do here, we're just going to try to hit one Focus Blast, and that's all that we really want to do here right now. We don't really care if they want to bait us with a Zap Cannon and try to debuff our attack. I don't mind that. They're going to shield this move up. I don't really care too much, as they're going to go ahead and go for the Zap Cannon now. Fine for me, I will be able to just go ahead and go for another Focus Blast, which will do enough damage still to put them into range, where I can just go ahead and go into my Regirock, have a great time against the opponent, but they're actually going to let this, like, in general, let the shield the move up again. I will be able to go into my Regirock now. They can go for one charge move. I don't care. They don't swap out. This means they don't have a Medicham in the back. So we're going to be able to just go ahead and knock them straight out of here. Goodbye there, Registeel. Means we're going to have switch advantage. We're going to have some extra energy here. We're going to have still a shield basically in the back with the Registeel, which you can use as that. And also we're going to have a matchup here that we're going to also beat, because the opponent is running the Registeel, Sableye, most likely the Altaria team, which I also showcased before, which is most likely the best meta team. But this is a meta breaker team here, as we will be able to go for the Stone Edge. Goodbye there. And we see the Altaria in the back, welcoming our Regis, and we also can say that goodbye to the Altaria, because this Blizzard going to do around 250 damage or something, and we can say just goodbye to that bird. Bye-bye there. Next opponent, we're going to see the Swampert here. Maybe this is the game that I won. Let's take a look at this. We're going to be able to reach the Focus Blaster half a turn basically before they can get to the Earthquake, which allows us to hit them already for a very high damage move. Very nice for us, of course, that they're going to let this move go through. But also here we're going to be able to now go ahead and go for some damage against this Celio. Celio going to not like the Thunder. Thunder going to do some nice damage. Celio has to go for 2 body slams to knock me out here. Thing is now, I will be able to just farm up energy on my Registeel. Celio usually runs something like Aurora Beam here for the extra coverage against some flying types like the Altaria. That's usually the move that you want to run here, because Water Pulse doesn't really help you in any bigger matchup here. Water types are in general not the best, so also Swampert is not really the best in this meta at all, but like it's still a good Pokemon. Like I think actually still Swampert is a better Pokemon to use than the Medicham. Here we're going to see that we're going to be able to just let this move go through. We can swap out into our Regirock, and we see the Warring coming in. We're going to be able to not outspeed them here, sadly, but they're going to go and don't even go for the Earthquake, which is totally fine for me. I can just go ahead, go for the Stone Edge. Stone Edge going to do some decent damage here. They're going to shield this move up. I don't really mind. I can go for another one. And this one here going to do some hopefully decent damage, as we're going to be able to now go ahead and hopefully lock on them down. This is going to be a tricky one. Icicle Spear coming through, but I'm going to have to shield up another one. I hopefully just going to be able to lock on them all down. Let's take a look. They're going to go into their Swampert. I tried to throw my move, and nope, they're still going to be able to knock me out, sadly. It's kind of sad, but the Swampert here was so close. Like if I caught the move there, I would have been fine. I know that their move stored, but close game. Next opponent. I feel like this is a game where they also have a team that I created, which is going to be most likely Registeel in the back and the Pelipper. That's at least what I'm going to expect here from this game. Against the Sableye like this, against the Shadow Bone, I kind of want to go ahead and just try to get the attack drop, which I get here, and swap that into my Regirock, which is going to have a pretty decent time here, as you're going to be able to reach the Stone Edge a little bit faster. We see the Registeel coming in, kind of confirming that they're most likely going to have the Pelipper in the back, which was just a team that I recently showcased when I battled those battles here. So we will be able to go ahead, shield up the move, going to be the Focus Blast, and we can go ahead and go for the Stone Edge now. Farming to 100 energy, going to be able to hopefully knock them straight out of here, and we will be able to do that. In comes now the Sableye again, which has to take one Stone Edge here as well. Let's see what they're going to do about that. They're going to let this shield this move up here. I can go ahead and go into my own Regi, but this was actually a tricky play, because now they have Power Gem. This would basically knock me out. They have the Pelipper as expected in the back. I can go ahead and knock them straight out of here. Now I have to hope that I can reach the Blizzard in time. And let's take a look at this. We will be able to reach that one, and we just one-shot that thing easily. Goodbye there, Sableye. Next coming in, we're going to see here the Registeel against Altaria. That's going to be an interesting matchup again as well. Their charge moves are all resisted against me, which is nice. I will be able to go for some Zap Cannon damage, and this Zap Cannon going to do some pretty decent damage. Not gonna lie, it's going to do some nice one, and they're going to actually get the attack drop. I actually didn't want to throw my charge move there. What I wanted to do here was to swap into my Regirock before they, after they throw, but they throw basically after I was at my charge move already, so I went ahead and just debuffed them. But both my Pokemon in the back are actually better against the Altaria in terms of the offensive damage output. Of course, you resist all charge moves on your Registeel, but that's why I kind of want to stay in, wait until they throw and then swap out. Here we see the Pelipper coming in here, which is totally fine for me. I'm not going to shield this for the sole reason there that they going to have basically two already, and I didn't want to waste a shield on this, while the Weather Ball basically does 0 damage against my Registeel, as you can see here now. I will be able to even reach another charge move here with my Registeel. I'm going to be able to survive that one as well, as they're most likely going to swap out. They're going to swap into the Altaria. I don't mind. What I can do now is just swap into my own Regis. They can go back into their Pelipper if they want to. I don't really care too much about that one. And I have Thunder for you now, as they can go for one charge move. I'm just going to shield it just in case they have something in the back where I just need my health and they could farm me down otherwise. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Thunder. This Thunder going to one-shot them, and in comes a Sableye, where I thought maybe I go for the Blizzard, but I actually then decided to go for the Thunder instead. I think I reached Thunder at the same time as they get to the foul play, but I don't think one Blizzard does knock them out, and I have to kind of survive one move there, so I'm going to be able to hopefully get to another Thunder in time, and I actually would have been able to survive one charge move anyway, but this Regi is going to easily knock them out, a one-shot, like not one-shot them there, but two-shot them there, which is going to be nice, and we go into our final match. What do we do against Deoxys defense, you might think? It's actually not that bad. Deoxys defense is, as I always say, a Pokemon with a low HP stat, which means even though we have a Lock On, which does basically 0 damage, it does always 1 damage exactly. And so you're going to see here, as you see, I actually can just Lock On down the Deoxys, like it just does add up over time. And as soon as I'm going to hit my next charge move, I'm going to swap out, because if this lands, which is most likely going to do here, because I don't want to invest 2 shields into this Pokemon, I will be able to just farm them all the way down here now with my fast moves, which is kind of funny, because that's the issue with Deoxys defense. Lock On is just a very strong move against it. In comes Sableye, we can go for one charge move here, Stone is coming through, going to get the shield already, and we can go even for another one in time, which is amazing. Doesn't knock them out quite yet, but still going to put them into the yellow half here, as we're going to see that they're going to go for their own charge move now. Going to let this move go through, no reason for me to shield, as I won't have any benefit from that. I'm just going to absorb the energy here now on my Regi steal, and now I'm just going to hope that my Regi is going to be able to win this game for me here. Have to shield this move up, have to hope that they have something in the back that I can deal with. Foul play coming through, I'm going to see the War Ring coming in. And this is amazing, because we have Thunder, we can go for one Thunder now, going to do some nice damage here. And I can go for another one before they get to the Earthquake, and I will be able to knock them out. Now my opponent makes a misplay here by going into the Deoxys, which will allow me to farm them all the way down with just lock on. I have a charge move basically stored and win this game. So yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Triple Regi is actually really decent. I would actually recommend it to you. Like, if you have all the Regis, why not? Like, it's calculated risk again. You're going to be able to most likely win more matches than you lose if you just don't encounter too many Swampert and Medicham. So very cool team, really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.